Okay, so what is given in the problem? Find the magnitude of two like forces, like parallel forces, acting at a distance of 50 centimeter apart if the resultant is 300 Newton and acts at distance of 20 centimeter from one of the force. Okay, so like parallel forces means if the forces are acting in the same direction. So these are like parallel forces. Okay, so suppose we have two forces which are like parallel forces acting on the line AB. Suppose first force is P, acts at point A, and second force is Q, it acts at point B. Okay, so as per the given problem, distance between the two forces is 50 centimeter. So this is 50 centimeter. So these are two like parallel forces. Their resultant is 300 Newton. Okay, so as both the forces acting in the positive y direction, the resultant will also act in the positive y direction. Okay, and distance of the resultant from one of the force, it is equal to 20 centimeter. Okay, so assume distance of resultant from point A or with respect to force P 20 centimeter. So take this 20 centimeter and this is the resultant. Okay, so we can use R is equal to summation Fy. So R is equal to P plus Q and resultant is given 300 Newton. So this is equal to 300 Newton. Okay, so this is your first equation. P plus Q is equal to 300 Newton. Second equation we can find out by using Varignan's theorem. So by using Varignan's theorem, we can write the equation summation of moment by all the forces in the system about any point. So let us take the point A. It is equal to moment by the resultant about the same point A. So take the moment by all the forces. So forget about the resultant. Consider force P and force Q. So take the moment by force P about the point A. So this moment will be 0. So we can write here this P into distance is 0. So that total moment will be 0. Second moment by force Q. So plus Q into perpendicular distance is 50 centimeter. So we can use SI unit. So it is 0.5 meter. It is equal to moment by resultant about the same point. So this is the resultant, that is equal to 300 Newton. So moment by resultant. So 300 into perpendicular distance is 20 centimeter. So it is 0.2. And this moment by the resultant, it is in the anti-clockwise direction. So it is positive. So from this, we can get the value of Q. It is equal to 300 into 0.2 and divided by 0.5. So you will get the answer. It is 120 Newton. Okay. So this is one of the force out of P and Q. Now put the value of Q in the first equation. So we will get P plus 120. It is equal to 300 Newton. So P is equal to 180 Newton. Okay. So these are the magnitude for the force P and Q, which are the like parallel forces. P is 180 and Q force is 120 Newton. Okay. So if you add these two forces, we will get the resultant, which is 180 plus 120, that is equal to 300 Newton. Okay. So I hope this problem is clear. Okay. So third category is general force system. So what is meaning of general force system? If the forces are acting at different points of the system and in the different directions. Okay, such system is called as general force system. So here you can observe we have 5 forces F1 to F5 and each force is acting at a different point or different location. and its direction is also different. Okay, so F1 is acting at some angle theta. So this is theta with respect to the x-axis. Then F4, F3, and F2, they are acting exactly perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay, F4 is along the negative y direction, and F3 and F2, they are along the positive y direction. Force F5, it is acting at some angle theta. Okay, but basically F5 is acting in the fourth quadrant, third quadrant, and F1 is acting in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so such type of system is called as general force system. So now we will see how to find out the resultant for a general force system and how to locate the distance with respect to the given point. Okay, so one system of forces is shown. So this is basically a force and couple system. So this is one object OABC. Okay, so this object is subjected to different forces and a couple. So forces are 20 kilonewton at point O, then 20 kilonewton at point A, 20 kilonewton at point B, and 10 kilonewton at point C. So we have to convert this system into a resultant system. So basically we have to find out the resultant, and we have to find out the distance of resultant from point A. Sorry, from point O. And also we have to find out the intersection of the resultant with x and y axis. So the first step is resolve the forces which are inclined to either x-axis or y-axis. So if you observe this diagram, so we can construct x-axis from point O like this, and suppose this is the y-axis. So 20 kilonewton is acting along positive y direction. This 10 kilonewton is acting along negative y direction. This 20 kilonewton acting along negative x direction. So we have to resolve only this 20 kilonewton acting at point B. Okay, so we can resolve this force at this point. So this is the x component and this is the y component. Okay, so this angle 90°, it is not given with respect to x-axis. It is given with respect to this diagonal of this rectangle. Okay, so we have to find out the angle of 20 kilonewton with respect to x-axis. So we have to find out this angle. Okay, so let us take this angle as a theta. So we can find out this angle. So first find out this angle. So we can find out this, let us take this as alpha. So this will be alpha. Okay, and then we can subtract 90 minus alpha, so we will get the theta angle. So alpha is equal to tan inverse, this is 3 and this is 4, so tan inverse 3 by 4, so this is equal to 36.86. So theta is equal to 90 minus 36.86. So it is 53.13. Okay. So now you can find out the x component and the y component. So x component, it is equal to 20 cos theta. So cos 53.13. And this y component will be 20 sine 53.13. Okay. So now you can find out the resultant by using summation fx and summation fy. So first find out the summation fx. So for summation fx, this 20 is negative x direction, so minus 20. Then 20 cos 53 positive, so plus 20 cos 53.13. So only two components in the x direction. So this is equal to this is 7.99. This is kilonewton. Okay, that means summation fx is equal to 7.99 kilonewton in the negative x direction. Then take summation fy. So this is equal to, this is plus 20 positive y, then minus 10, and this minus 20 sine 53. So it is 5.99. So minus 5.99 kilonewton. And this is equal to 5.99 kilonewton in the negative y direction. Okay, so this is the summation fy. So basically summation fx is nothing but the x component of resultant, and summation fy is nothing but the y component of resultant. Okay, so from this we can find out the resultant. R is equal to square root summation fx square plus summation fy square. So R is equal to 9.98 kilonewton. So approximately this is 10 kilonewton. Okay, and the angle of resultant we can find out by using theta, which is equal to tan inverse summation fy divided by summation fx. Okay, so before that, locate the resultant. So we know that summation fx is a negative x and summation fy, it is negative y direction. So resultant is acting in the third quadrant. So this is the resultant direction. This is theta and this is r. So theta is equal to tan inverse 5.99 divided by 7.99. So it is 36.86. Okay. So now we have to find out the distance of the resultant with respect to point O. So from the resultant calculation, we know that R is equal to 10 kilonewton and its theta, it is equal to 36.86 and it is in the third quadrant. So this is theta. So we can assume resultant. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. You can assume the resultant either on the right side of the point O or on the left side. So right now we don't know exact location. So assume resultant is acting in the left side, sorry, right side. So this is R, and take this perpendicular distance, that is draw perpendicular from point O on the line of action of the resultant. So this is the D. Okay. So you can use Varignan's theorem. So summation of moment by all the forces about O is equal to the moment by the resultant about the point O. Okay. So this left hand side you can find out by observing original diagram, that is the system of forces, and the right hand side you can find out by observing this diagram. Okay. So moment by resultant about O we can write down, it is R into distance D. So right now this moment is clockwise about the point O, so this is negative. So R is equal to 10 into distance D. So this is minus 10 into D. Okay. Unit will be kilonewton meter. Now observe the original diagram and find out the left hand side. So the summation of moment by all the forces about O, that is the left hand side of the Varignan's theorem. Okay. So observe this diagram. So first is 20 kilonewton. It is passing through the point O. So this is 20 kilonewton. So moment will be 0. Second is 20 kilonewton in the y direction. Its perpendicular distance is 4 meter. So moment will be 20 into 4, and this is in the anti-clockwise direction. So it is positive. Next is 10 kilonewton. Again the line of action of this 10 kilonewton, it will pass through the point O. So that moment will be 0. And the remaining force is 20 kilonewton. So consider X component. So 20 cos 53.13. And its perpendicular distance. So this is line of action for the X component. So this distance, it will be perpendicular distance. So it is equal to 3 meter. And this moment will be clockwise about the point O. So this is negative. Next is 20 sine 53. And perpendicular distance. So extend the line of action. So this is the line of action. And this is nothing but the perpendicular distance. Okay. So this distance is equal to 4 meter. And again, this moment, it is in the clockwise direction. So it is negative. And this is equal to. So you can get this answer. So this is equal to minus 20. So this is kilonewton meter. Okay. So now you can equate this minus 20 with the resultant moment. So this left hand side is minus 20, which is equal to minus 10 into D. So from this D is equal to 2 meter. Okay. So as the answer D is positive, that means our assumed direction, it is correct. That means resultant is acting on the right side of the point O. Okay. And then we have to find out the intersection with respect to X and Y axis. Okay. So we will complete this in the next lecture. Otherwise we try this. Get the intersection with respect to X and Y axis. So that means this is X axis, Y axis. This is the given rectangular object. Okay. This is origin. This is negative Y axis. So right now we know exactly the resultant direction. So this is resultant direction. And this is angle theta, that is 36.86. We have this perpendicular distance D. Okay. So find out this distance. This is X and this is the Y intercept. Okay. So you can use this geometry. You can use Pythagoras or trigonometry and find out x and y distance. So I hope this problem is clear.